Woo-wee, all right. You clicked on this video because you're hearing another clunking noise. You're hearing a squealing, a squeaking, a rattling, something weird's happening in your suspension, and you've got your Airlift Slam Series struts. So let's talk about how to service and replace the components that are going to make noise in this strut. Pew pew, let's dig into it. First off, let's talk about the tools that you are going to need. First up is a 1/4 inch Allen, a wrench, in this case it's a 19, a flathead screwdriver, the smaller the tip, the better. And finally, grab yourself a small pick, which is going to come in super handy. First things first, let's remove the locking nut using the 19 and the 1/4. Now we'll remove the locking nut, remove the rebound washer from the rod, and access the retaining clip. This is where the flathead and your pick are going to come in handy. What you need to do is locate the end of this retaining clip, pry up and pull out. Next up, we're going to remove the thrust bearing and upper bracket from the spring assembly. Using a flathead, we're going to pry up and pull off the lower spacers. Just alternate side to side. Take your time. And there we go. Next up, we're going to grab our replacement lower spacers, add a bit of grease, and reassemble. Just remember, there's no such thing as too much lube. Next up, grab our second replacement plastic spacer, add lube again, and we're going to reassemble this back on top of the strut. It's going to be helpful to grab your handy dandy beat up shop hammer and just give it a little tap, just to make sure things are seated in place and you have enough of a lip to get the retaining clip underneath. Finally, we're going to add the replacement retainer clip, like so. We can now reinstall the rebound washer and the locking nut. Do make sure that the locking nut is nice and tight. The last thing you want is to have this come loose and the strut to fall apart in the vehicle. All right, now that you've serviced your kit and replaced all of the bad components, it's time to slap this puppy back into your car and make those beautiful psh, psh, psh sounds everywhere you go. And as always, to get yourself the service kit, head over to bagriders.com, your one-stop drop shop. Wowee, mama. Ready?
Yes. This autofocus is so good.